of China. No, I'm not happy with China. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, I wanted to ask Dr. Fauci, could you address these suggestions or concerns that this virus was somehow man-made, possibly came out of a laboratory in China? You studied this virus. What are the prospects of that?
Yeah. There was a study recently that we can make available to you where a group of highly qualified evolutionary virologists looked at the sequences there and the sequences in bats as they evolve, and the mutations that it took to get to the point where it is now is totally consistent with a jump of a species from an animal to a human. So, I mean, the paper will be available. I don't have the authors right now, but we can make that available to you.
Winner of the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2008, Professor Montagnier insists that more and more researchers are coming to the same conclusion, that coronavirus is partially lab-grown. Professor Luc Montagnier, a French Nobel Prize winner, said in an interview on the French channel Cannes that the COVID-19 virus is partially lab-grown. His research showed that it contains small sequences from HIV, the AIDS virus. He finally says that evidences and research papers are being suppressed, and that nobody can exert any kind of pressure on him, considering his legacy and Nobel credentials. Post. So what interests me this morning is that you are working right now on the virus. PR. Montagnier, I'm working on it, but not necessarily in the lab, since we mainly work on computers along with a colleague. We have no experiments, but the experience comes from the disease itself, from the measures that are made currently in labs and on patients. Post. And you came out with conclusions. PR. Montagnier, well, we came to the conclusion that there has been a manipulation regarding this virus. Host. What do you mean? PR. Montagnier, in fact, part of the virus, not the whole, is manipulated. Well, the virus follows a classic model that comes from bats, but on top of this model they have added sequences of HIV, the AIDS virus. Host. When you say they have added, you mean who? PR. Montagnier, oh I don't know. Host. And it's not natural. This is what you mean? PR. Montagnier, no it's not natural. It's a lab work of professional molecular biologists. It's a very accurate work. We can say a work of watchmaker. Host. But for what purpose? PR. Montagnier, well for what purpose? This is unclear. My job is to expose the facts. I accuse nobody. I don't know who did it, neither why. The possibility is probably they wanted to make a vaccine against the AIDS. So they took small sequences of the virus and they installed them on the larger sequence of the coronavirus. Host. So I'm not sure that I'm understanding all what you're saying. You mean that in this virus there's a part of HIV? PR. Montagnier, you're right. The genetic material of the virus is a long tape of RNA. As in DNA, but it's RNA. On this tape, in a certain place of it, they have planted small sequences of HIV. And these sequences are not small for nothing. They have the possibility to modify what we call, for example, the antigen sites. This means that if we want to make a vaccine, we can modify the protein subject to the vaccine by a small sequence coming from another virus. Host 2. Some rumors said that it has a human origin, but this was refuted by scientific authorities anyway. PR. Montagnier, there's a will to suppress the works on the subject. We are not the first. A group of renowned Indian researchers have published the same thing, but they forced them to retract it. Host 2, they forced them in what way? PR. Montagnier, it has been cancelled. If you check their work you find a cancellation banned. Host 2. But most of scientists say the opposite of what you claim here. PR. Montagnier, less and less. It just happened at the beginning of this year, and we see more and more works that suggest the same thing. I'm out of age and I'm a Nobel laureate, so I can work freely, so no pressure can be exerted on me.